What I do want to talk about, though, did you see this evolving on Twitter last night? John Jones and one of his striking coaches, Frankie Lester. Did you see that? Did you see anything about this?
I saw nothing about this. What is this?
Yes, so if you bring it up, if somebody in the background, Brian, wants to bring it up, just Google John Jones on Twitter. It should be on there. So Frankie Lester, Frank the Tank Lester, was he was actually a contestant on The Ultimate Fighter I think it was on Dan Henderson's team back in the day, so I do know who he is. Apparently, he got hired by John Jones to be striking coach. And then John Jones is now saying, Frankie Lester is saying, you haven't paid me. You owe me $13,000. And it's on site when I see you. Now, initially, my thoughts were this. Frank the Tank Lester didn't win the Ultimate Fighter. He had a couple of fights in the UFC and then he got cut. Nice to see that he's still making a living out of mixed martial arts. But the man to be threatening the greatest pound-for-pound fighter on the planet, not sure if that's a smart idea. Now, on the flip side, John Jones has come out, obviously declared his innocence, said, basically, I never ripped you off, said that Frank Lester saying that Jones was going to pay him $13,000. Hold on, here we are. Here it is. Yeah, anyway, Frank Lester saying that John Jones owes him $13,000. John Jones is saying, you're crazy. Oh, here it is. After 3 different houses being screwed over by the best team in the world, Jackson Wink, and the number one pound-for-pound fighter on the planet, John Jones, on over $13,000 on his last title fight, myself, my wife, and our children, Jordan, Braden, and baby on the way, Ira. It's 2 kids. Arya Stark. Look at that. Finally, I have a home big enough for all of us. Well, Jesus Christ, he's not doing bad. I have no regrets. I did my job, and everybody who was following my journey knows I did my job. John Jones and Mike Wilkin John just did me dirtier than I have ever seen in this fight game. But good always prevails over evil, and we have a home big enough for all of us. Well, congrats. I will be opening Tank Martial Arts in the next 6 months, and we're going to take over the beautiful city of Albuquerque, New Mexico. Karma is real. And John, it's on site with me and you know that. Anyway, he goes on to say that he stole from his family, things like that. Now, John Jones came out. He said, I haven't stolen from you. I don't owe you any money. And he said that he's called the police. He's called the police. He's called Albuquerque Police Department, PD, and told them that Frank Lester is making threats. How do you feel about this, Lewis? The baddest motherfucker on the world calling the cops because some guy that got cut from the UFC's saying he owes him money.
Frank, I gave you the opportunity of a lifetime. Everyone on the team knows that I would not agree to give you $20,000 for only your second training camp on my team. And if I did, I would have totally paid you that amount. Not once in 10 years have I ever gotten a complaint about not paying staff members. If anything, I'm always complimented for being people's highest paying client, blah, 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 blah. In a weird way, like
down there. Hold on. Tomorrow I will be calling APD and bringing our confrontation to their awareness. Honestly, I wish I had never got to know you, but I truly do wish you nothing but the best. Just leave me alone, bro, or see me in court.
Yeah.
There we go.
So this is a misunderstanding. Obviously, there's something there. It's not that I don't think that either one of them is lying, right? It sounds like there was some sort of miscommunication here. Somebody thought they were getting something that they weren't getting, and whatever. I mean, just for John Jones though, he's a multi-millionaire at this point. Would you just go, dude? All right, take it. Just get out of my camp, and I'll never talk. Like you almost like pay him to go away, just because. But this guy's a 170 pounder. He lost his last fight to Adam Stroop 5 years ago. That was the last time we saw him at SLC Army versus Marine 6. I don't know that he would have the technical prowess to be able to take John Jones. But at the same time, street fight's different than an MMA fight, baby boy.
Yeah, and I think what he's talking about is a gun. I think that's what he's talking about. And that's what, yes, of course. Listen, Frank Lester's not going to take down John Jones without a gun. Simple as that. And I don't know if you know this. Guns are very prevalent in America. You guys have them everywhere.
Oh, boy.
We'll get into it because I know it's very divisive.
No, we love guns.
On this show.
We love guns.
I love guns. And in
guns.
Today is the 2nd year anniversary of when 58 people got slaughtered in Las Vegas. Love guns. Love guns, of course. I think John Jones is just trying to take the moral high ground, and good for him because he can't be going out there making threats. He can't be out there getting into altercations with Frankie Lester, with ex-coaches. It's always weird in these situations because you don't really have contracts. You know, you don't have contracts between your coach or between training partners. I remember Audie Attar, Paradigm Sports Management, when I first started working with Audie, and he very correctly said for all my coaches and all my training partners, and he was right to say this, he said, you got to draw up contracts, Mike. You got to draw up contracts for every training camp. And I never did. I chose not to do that. I'm like, that's not how it works in the fight game. Do you know what I mean? Right. In the business world, you enter a contract and you say, yeah, okay, I'll hire you for 10,000, 20,000, whatever it is. Here are my expectations. Here are your obligations, what you're expected to do, and blah, 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 blah. And you sign a contract. And you should do it that way. But in the fight game, if I went up there and I presented, you know, like a Tuesday morning, I'm in the gym and there's Moses that I used to train with. Hey, Moses, how you doing, buddy? Yeah, just a little contract here I want you to sign. You know what I mean? I just always felt very uneasy doing that. And you're right. You know what? Audie Attar was right. You should do that. You know, anytime there's money involved, there should be contracts in place. But
yeah, I mean, without getting into your personal stuff, you've specifically had issues in the past with former training partners and legal issues. So your Audie was 100% right, without a doubt. Yeah, but that's once you get to, I think, to a higher level. I think that's because you look at it as a martial artist and you sort of have this like romanticized version of what it is, where you're like, oh, these are my training partners and they're part of my camp. And it's like, you know, there's this like brotherhood there where it's like, baby boy, once money's involved, once it's people's livelihood, once egos get involved, once one guy hears one thing, then all of a sudden you're in a weird public freak out. Either way, I just would never go to social media to sort of air the grievances. If it was something like serious like that with somebody that I was working with, it's a conversation to have off of social media, which maybe they did a bunch and it just had to go there.
Yeah, well, definitely. You know, try to solve your problems via social media is never smart for anything. But the sad thing is, money is the root of all evil. It really fucking is. You really get to see people's character when money's involved. You know what I mean? They can be the nicest person in the world, right? Never done you wrong, you know. But when money comes involved, when money is a part of it, then you really see people's character, because people will fuck over the closest people to them for a small amount of money. It's absolutely insane. It really is. I mean, the lies I've seen people tell just to try and, you know, save a few quid, just to earn a few bucks. You know what I mean? It's insane.